Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ronnie coming back with another video. Today we're going to be doing another mock draft. Let's see how it goes. It's been a long time since I've done a mock draft, and let's just get right into it and see how we do. It's been a long time since I've done a video. Okay, first we're going to start off right now in this first thing. We got Carolina picking first. Yeah, they got a lot of players that they need. Definitely not a team that picked up a lot because they didn't have a first round pick. What they need cornerback and receiver, and I think, and this is because I don't think they need to go quarterback at this time. Need to see how Bryce plays this year, but right now, yeah, Will Johnson is a solid player and all, but you gotta go Travis Hunter. Possibility of him playing both ways in the NFL, yeah, it's a very, very slim chance of him having that ability to do that, but I don't see him not going into that position going into this year. Yeah, it's a very high play. It's a very high pick for a corner, but it's a two-way athlete. You could have him play both sides of the ball, play almost 100% of the snaps throughout the game. Yeah, that's a lot, but this kid's definitely got this talent and the skills to play up to that level. And, getting a player that fills in a possibility of two needs. Yeah, he's not as good of a receiver as he is a corner, but he's still a solid receiver. So I think that'll be a good play. Now right here, Patriots team they just drafted a new quarterback, got some receivers in this draft. I think that they try and work on their line. So let's see what let's see what some offensive linemen look like. Not a lot of good offensive linemen interior. I think they got to go like offensive tackle. Let's look at D line. Not as crazy, but let's go with. I'm just trying to see what they really want to go with right here. Like, definitely this isn't like where I don't think Patriots as an organization would go and take an offensive tackle at this time, but trade would be at this pick. Would probably trade this pick if they're just gonna go because this isn't that good of an offensive line draft. So I feel like definitely they may trade back this pick if they have this pick. But being so, I think that they got to go probably one of the better players in Will Campbell. Definitely having a good season, especially with last season having to protect Jayden Daniels. Yeah. Next we got Denver. Yeah, they took Bo Nix, and then it's a very young quarterback room. I think that in this place, I don't think they need to work as much as in comparison. I don't think a quarterback would be a play right here. I don't think a lot of people realize I don't think quarterback is in play right here. I think that what's most likely going to come in play is offensive line. Line really is going to be a big thing for them. Let's see. Is there any this is definitely a top team. Let's look at linebackers. I'm trying to because it's been a long time, but I think at this spot you might see you want to go. Maybe you take James Pierce in this position. Definitely yeah, it's not your edges are great with Bradley Chubb. I'm pretty sure he's still on the team, but going into it, I think they gotta take an edge right here. Could possibly move it around. Maybe do a 3-4 right here. Think this team's got to go offensive line. Help protect Jayden Daniels, a guy who really needs the help. There's not a lot of things you could say, but I think you got to go definitely offensive line. I'm trying to think you do have Kelvin Banks. Trying to think and see. But yeah, I think Kelvin Banks might be a good play for them. Right here, Tennessee, depending on how Will Levis plays this year is what they're going to probably go with. I don't think that they go quarterback here. I don't think quarterback is a huge play for this team because I don't see them having a long run. But you have second year Will Levis. I want to see how he does in a full season. I think right now you got to work on line. You don't have, this is too high to take a running back. There's a lot of depth running backs. What you got to take right here is take what you have. And I think this might be where they go, they might go corner right here and take Will Johnson. Definitely a solid player. Now right here, depending on how Jones plays this season, but I'm going to go with what I believe. And, if Jones doesn't perform, they're going to take the best overall quarterback right here. And in my opinion, I think that best quarterback is not Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Shedeur Sanders fits into this mold. I think they take Carson Beck, who's a solid player. Yes, he's pounded. And right here, Las Vegas, biggest need right now is quarterback. Quarterback is a huge need. They've been having a lot of issues with quarterbacks. don't think they've taken yet. And especially with it, I think if they were able to they might trade up to get Carson Beck, get that Carson Beck Brock Bowers connection, which is great. But I think they take Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, he's more athletic than Carson, but Carson's just a solid QB all around. Right now, um, Arizona Cardinals, edge receivers, you just picked up Marvin Harrison. I think you got to take one of the better players with them. I see. Wish I could see like more of like their their abilities. Cause like haven't watched that much of college, but I think they take Abdul Carter, a solid player overall. Quarter depending on it. Corners. Right now this is a very heavy corner draft. Um, you know, hmm. Luther Burden does seem like a good player to pick up for this Vikings team. Not receivers. Yes, you have Justin Jefferson. It all depends on if you'll resign, if you won't, this, that, and especially with Jordan Addison recently getting arrested for a DUI is definitely something. So, but gotta stick with that. Saints, I think they don't have. I'm trying to think of the quarterback they drafted. I don't think that's big. Let's take a look at edge. Jack Sawyer, one of the better defensive players. I think that's going to be the pickup that I take right here. Yeah, it's a very high risk, but he's a very solid player, and I think that's going to be good. Seattle, it's not they're not the best team out there. I think definitely, want to build it. They'll go Emeka Abeko. I can't even say his name, but I feel like he's the best receiver. Has had a solid collegiate career. Definitely had a better year. Oh my god, my thing's crashing so hard. I hate when this happens. Indiana, I think they'll definitely go secondary here. I think they might go Benjamin Moore right here. Now Bucks, especially just re-signing Baker. I think that's going to be a good play for them. I think they'll definitely look and see. Let's see. Definitely try and get Georgia line because that's a big play right there. Now Pittsburgh, quarterbacks an iffy need for them. But what other quarterbacks are like? Yeah, this is there's some good depth at quarterbacks. Definitely potential to grow, but I just don't see it. So I'm gonna say like corners, defensive line. Deontay Walker probably. Now, Chargers, let's see. Again, another big D-line edge, like defensive side they need. Now, I think they go Nick Scortino. I think he's a solid player. Jacksonville, definitely looking more to build up on that defensive line after 2022 taking Trayvon Walker. Not the greatest pickup, but maybe get Malachi Keely. Now, this Browns team needing an offensive line, I think that they probably take something, edge. They really don't need it as much as you'd think, but I think they take Emory Jones, definitely another lineman from LSU. Now, I don't think Rams take Milroe here. It says they need quarterback, corners, but I don't see them taking Milroe. It's too high. He's too risky with the mobility quarterback. This is too high for them to take a quarterback. Right here, it says they need receivers, tight ends. They've got some solid players. The interior offensive line is definitely where they need to be. Linebackers. Let's see what else. Harold Perkins. It says that they need receivers, but in my opinion, they don't really need receivers right now. I think what they need to do is work on trying to build on it. And I think maybe building up that defensive line, getting it bigger with the league. Now this Bears team, edge is going to be big. I'm trying to, edge, corners. I don't think they go QB or tight end. They could possibly go, but this isn't a good tight end class. In comparison to the last two, I think they gotta go. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I think they got to go Kenneth Grant. Falcons. Who did they just sign as their quarterback? I'm trying to think. Oh, Kirk Cousins. They signed him to a massive deal, and then they just drafted a QB. So I don't think QB is a big play right here. Edge, corners, more of a defensive receiver. I think. I really think that they probably go McClan. Definitely a sneaky pick right there. Tight end. I think this is where they possibly could go a tight end. I think Michigan does have, and especially being a blocking tight end. Probably I haven't watched a lot of college film, but I think he's a blocking tight end because Michigan does not pass the ball as much last season. They had a very good run game, and having a tight end that can block would be great, especially with a lot of motions and everything with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. So I think having a good tight end to help beef up the offensive line. Now Green Bay, I think line is big for them. Edge is also going to be big. What other let's see what else. I don't see them going receiver. I feel like receiver is a little bit overrated for this team. Um, you know, maybe they go Jonathan from Arizona. I don't know that well. I think they definitely probably would. This Houston team probably go and work on more on their defense. You just 2 years ago you drafted Will Anderson, who just won Defensive Player of the Year. I think boosting this up and possibly getting Harold Perkins. Receivers, there are some good receivers still available, but I think with what they want to do would be definitely taking like a linebacker to help boost on the edge rush. Get that defensive line. Just defensive is where you need to be. Eagles, I think in this position, you don't really need receivers. You don't need like interior. Yes, you need a new center. You gotta especially now losing Jason Kelsey. Quarterbacks, tackles. But it doesn't seem like there's that many good players left. I think in this position, you got to go with one of the better. You got to go probably like one of the better players available in this position. And they just signed Saquon. I was gonna say running back, but it's not really worth it. And Princely might be the best overall pick for this team. Now Dallas, I think this is a team where it could go anywhere. They could be really high or be really low. I think in this place, I think they could go running back. And let me see. Yeah, no, it looks like they might go again with another Ohio State running back. Bills definitely needing receivers. I think that they could go Isaiah Bond. If he has a good season, he might go up on the draft ranks. But this man, I'd watch a lot of Alabama college games, and he was very, very good for that team, very fast, and that's something that Josh Allen would need, is more of a deep threat with that arm power that he has. Now, let's look. Bengals, I'm trying to say, Jamar Chase, I don't know if they still I'm trying to remember the draft, but, and Joe Mixon's gone, definitely take running back is probably a big play right there. Now, this team, Detroit, a team that needs no introduction, is a solid team. Don't really need tight ends. Don't really need it. I think best player available. I don't think, it's they might go Starks, but they're definitely not going QB in this place. Now for the Ravens, I don't see them. They could go Evan Stewart, not going to lie. He's a solid player. Definitely a good pickup for this team. 49ers, I think, in this position, they might go something a little bit more hectic for them and work more on their offensive line and take Tyler Booker. And Kansas City with the final pick. I don't think they go QB, of course. That's the stupidest thing. I think they probably go Walter Nolan in this pick. So yeah, guys, that's my 2025 NFL mock draft. Let me know how you guys think I did. But guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.